Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Teasing the NFL, your destination for NFL teaser bets. I'm Daniel Saludo along with Andrew Chang here. It is now time for this week's No Sweat Bet for the wild card part of the playoffs. But first, we'll do a quick review of last week, week 17, which is not one of my favorite weeks. But, you know, it's still something that we work with and we have to bet. And had some nice results come out. So on the individual teasers, I went 10-6, did not have as good of results as I wanted. I thought I was actually very confident in a lot of my picks, and some of them failed. And no surprise, a lot of my unders missed. 4 of my unders missed.
Wait, what's your sixth game?
Huh?
I think you went 5.
Did I miscount? 5 and 11? I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out. When I go 5 and 11, okay. So 5.
This guy. So that means we're tied.
11 and 5. 11 and 5.
Oh God.
Oh God, we are tied.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so Andrew went 14-2. He was very close to another perfect week. Ironically, the two games that he missed were 2 that we agreed on. So
I know. And once again, New England did just they screwed us again. Gosh, New England can't catch a break. Oh. Not bad.
That's all right. They got their last game. You know, Cam Newton will be done after this. Yeah. So I went 11-5, and Andrew goes 14-2. So both of us are tied at 186-70, which is
not bad.
It's really nice. That's actually a really nice stat to have because if you paired them up properly, you'd be very profitable.
And Danny's about to tell you how well you pair them up and how profitable you become.
Yeah. So going to the no sweat bet, we both picked Tennessee. In our pick at -1.5. I went with Seattle -0.5 because it was just too good a value against San Francisco. Andrew went Green Bay +2, which was also a fantastic pick. So both of us go 1-0. We got all green and hit that very easily. Seattle not as much for me. Had to sweat it in the up until the fourth quarter.
Both of us, correction.
Yeah. Well, that's in the actual bet, but yeah. So we'll actually go to so both of us go 1-0, and so I'm 12-6 in the no sweat, and Andrew is 8-10. So working your way very close to getting back in that positive 3 more, and you're good.
Yeah. Just about. Just hopefully it pans out. Hopefully. Oh gosh.
All right. So going to our actual bets, we took an early game because I had mentioned I wanted to bet an early game last week. So we took the Steelers and Cleveland under. Had to sweat that out along with the Tampa Bay game. We actually got Tampa Bay at -1, which was nice because 1.5 because I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to get that number early later on that day, but we were able to catch that. Andrew took. I only bet 2 teasers, and Andrew actually bet 4 because he's a giant degenerate.
Hold on, wait, dude. You're the one that wakes me up in the morning and say, hey, man, I need my lines, this and that.
11 a.m. is not waking you up. That is just like everybody's up.
It's morning for bartending people, guys. It's morning for bartending people. Let me tell you that right now. And if it's not past noon, it's not afternoon. If it's not afternoon, it's morning.
Sure.
Technical. Yes.
All right. You're still the big degenerate.
Anyways, tell him,
he took a second part of Tampa Bay -1.5. He teased it with Buffalo +9, which was fantastic because they started all their starters in the game and they just blew out Miami. So I told him when we were texting, I was like, dude, this is perfect play that you made on there because Buffalo was the favorite, and then when they moved the line across 6 points, basically, I'm like, dude, you got pure value out of it. You beat. Not only did you beat the line, you beat it with a teaser.
Woo!
And stacked a teaser with it. That's as good as it's going to get.
That felt great.
Yep. So third game, Andrew bet Green Bay because he got it down to +1, and so he's like, I got to get this now before it moves again. And then he took it with Seattle -1.5, which he took at instead of Tennessee because he actually wanted to match it with Tennessee, but he changed it. So he actually didn't bet his no sweat, but it doesn't matter because he hit on that, and then we both bet my no sweat bet at Tennessee -1.5, and Seattle moved to -1.5 as well. Fourth quarters got us all the way to the fourth quarters, and we got it. It took a long time. We had to sweat it, and I was just like, man, this is rough.
I mean, like on a side note, Like, why did the Texans have to play
their
that
hardest
hard
on their last game? I know.
It just did not make sense. And, you know, I already told Danny, but I was working at the time, and I was coming in hot. I was slinging all these drinks. There was a lot of Texans fans at my bar. And for some reason, they're like, yeah, like, I think, you know, if we end this, you know, this season with a win, we can have our heads up high and this and that. I'm like, we're still like 5-11. Like, there's no, like...
You need to be playing for the draft pick.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and, like, no, it's over. And they're just like, yes. Oh, Andrew, you're going to lose. Here comes the score. And you know what? They just started climbing back up. And the game was tied.
They took the lead. They took the lead in the fourth quarter.
I was freaking out. Yeah. I was.
They took that lead in that last few minutes until A.J. Brown caught a beautiful reception from Ryan Tannehill.
And not only that, but usually Sunday I think Sunday, I get the play-by-play from him, but it was like radio silence.
I was busy.
And dude,
I was freaking busy.
And then I checked on the Seattle game. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like they're down in the third, going into the fourth quarter. I said, dude, this is not looking good at all. But everything went out to plan. Of course, that's why we call it the no sweat bet. But there were definitely some sweaters in there. Yeah. So. There you go.
Yeah, so Andrew went 4-0. I went 2-0. So the totals for the season now, I'm 22-18, and Andrew is 36-24. He has thrown out 60 bets this season. So good for you, man. Good for you, getting that money in there. All right, so we are on to this week's No Sweat Bet.
I am a degenerate, aren't I?
Yes, you are. 14 teams to bet on, which leaves you 28 different teasers you can bet on. So give me your best combination for this week's No Sweat Bet, sir.
Okay, so the first team I'm going to put on my No Sweat is a team that I've kind of rode all year, and they haven't let me down yet, and especially against your favorite team. So take a guess. Yeah, you're right. It's the New Orleans Saints at -4 against the terrible bad news Bears. I think the Saints should just come out with a win on this. -4 isn't that hard to cover because you can't really trust Nagy and Trubisky at all. So even though they have a pretty good defense, I ultimately think that, you know, Drew Brees and Sean Payton will find a way around it, which they have in the season. And yeah, I like it. So then that takes me to my next team that I have. And like it or not, I'm starting to like the experience, you know, like the Just for Men, you know, kind of like shades of gray in there. Well, if you didn't know, I'm picking the next oldest quarterback, which is Tampa Bay,
yeah, okay.
-2.5 at the football team's home stadium. There's one thing you just don't do against Tom Brady, and that's call him out. And Chase Young he's going to have a handful. But I think ultimately it'll be a good game. Tampa Bay should be coming out on top. They are away favorites. But I still ultimately do like, you know, Tom's story with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay hasn't been to the playoffs since I don't know when, maybe since like the Gruden days. But yeah. I like that they're making this comeback, and now it's a little poetic if you are a Tom Brady fan that Belichick is out of the picture and Tom is still in it. So those are the two teams I like, and that's going to be my no sweat bet.
All right.
And
sounds good.
Man, like I can already foresee one of Danny's, but I'm going to have him tell you the obvious choice right now.
Yeah.
Tell him, Danny.
So going in order, I am going to take a underdog in this game.
Don't let it be Indy.
No.
Oh, thank God.
I mean, I did pick Indy, and I did pick Washington, but they're not as... I'm not insanely confident with those. I have some confidence in them to pick them, but not in a no sweat bet that I deem is going to more likely hit. So I'm taking Tennessee, teasing them up to plus 9.5. I like Tennessee as an underdog. I like them to come out and have a really good chance to win this game. So they'll definitely keep this close enough. They're not going to get blown out in this. I don't see it happening.
Teddy says there's got to be one.
There could be more than one. Just know that there could be more than one.
Oh God, I hope not. Don't let it be Indy, please.
You're okay. And then the other part of this, no surprise, who I'm taking Pittsburgh, teasing them down to 0. It's probably the easiest play of the week amongst any of the choices, just because I don't see Pittsburgh losing this game, and all I need them to do is go out and win this. So I'm teasing them down to a pick'em at 0, and then I'll be happily moving on to the divisional playoffs.
Question. So we both kind of skipped over, I think, some of our viewers are going to be saying or thinking why we skipped over the Rams in Seattle and we didn't pick Seattle.
Because it's not value. Because I didn't pick Seattle in the individual teaser, you did. So
right.
It's not anything I want a part of. And I already mentioned that if I want Seattle, I'm just going to take them straight up, because especially if they really do start Jared Goff, which it's really looking like they are, I want a lot of Seattle.
Oof.
Because at that point, the line should move to 3 to 2.5, and Seattle is really, I think Seattle's going to be all over the Rams.
Okay, so it's more of a situational kind of thing.
It's very situational.
Okay, I like it. I mean, honestly, I just kind of thought about it. I was like, I did kind of skip over Seattle, but then
but there's no value. But there's no straight value in the teaser, so
yeah.
that's why I'm not picking it.
Although last week I did want to say the bet that did not have any value, I did not sweat it at all. But it's just one of those things where you like what you bet, and that's it. And I think all these choices are pretty good right here. I'm more inclined to pick the black and gold. I like that. Tennessee, I also did pick them in the individual teasers.
Yep.
That could be the big dog at home versus Lamar Jackson. And, of course, I'm a Tom Brady fan. He's the GOAT.
Loser.
Dude. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So, anyways, I'm a big Tom Brady fan. I like the story that it poses, and sometimes you never know. These Super Bowls are kind of political. You could say that about his 51 win after Deflategate. That was a good story right there.
Yeah. Also, one more thing of note: if Tampa Bay makes it all the way to the Super Bowl, they will be playing at home for the Super Bowl, because it is in Tampa. So that's a side note I forgot to mention.
With 100 fans.
It's still home. It's still home field.
I guess. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Travel. You don't have to travel.
God, that would be so crazy.
Yeah. All right, so quick review of this again. I am picking Tennessee plus 9.5 and Pittsburgh down to 0. Andrew is taking Tampa Bay, teasing them down to -2.5, and New Orleans down to -4. Do not be surprised if we both bet these. Maybe. It depends. I may end up doing a Saturday and a Sunday, but we'll see. Well, it also depends on what the lines we get come.
This guy's not going to bet on Tom Brady. What a hater, dude.
I might not. I haven't made a decision. I haven't really made a decision, and we'll see. A lot of it's going to be dependent on the lines and how I'm feeling about it.
You got 10 hours, bro.
Yeah, cool. I'll wake you up. Don't worry. I'll wake you up. You know me. I'll wake you up.
Hey, I'll already be at work. Okay, I'll be there.
Good. Perfect. I need my guy. I need him to get my bets in. But let us know in the comments how you think this weekend is going to go. Let us know if you're betting any teasers, or if you're just betting anybody straight up, or any of the totals. Let us know in the comments below. We always like seeing it. But for Andrew Chang, I'm Daniel Saludo. If you like the content you got in this video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, subscribe, tick the notification bell, and select all. That way you stay up to date with all of our latest videos and previews for the rest of the season, going down to the Super Bowl, which we can't wait for. But until next time, make sure you get your bets in. And of course, don't forget to be a tease.